I think that's what's going to make them very scary. Playing around objective control becomes very difficult, and I think a lot of the pressure is going to be on Fate and Effort's shoulders, actually, in those late-game team fights, looking for picks, looking for engage, because if you mess that up, then you're just going to get front-to-backed, I think, pretty hard by what Damwon Kia have to offer.
That being said, Liv Sandbox do have a lot of wombo, so if they can make it work, it will look good. Whether it's actually going to affect Sion and Udyr is yet to be seen, but if they blow up Showmaker and Ghost, there's not a lot of damage that comes out of this this combo. And yes, Showmaker has Scatter the Weak for a bit of extra range, but Ghost is going to be pretty low range, and running at what this Liv Sandbox team has to offer could be scary. So
they're making a play topside.
Yeah, Grand Entrance is good as they do find Effort. The Unbreakable Will does come down, but they're looking to try and get through it. Bladewell gets a lot of value against Ghost, who flashes in and grabs the first blood. Now Prince looking to try and turn it onto Canyon, but he just books it out of there. And the Graves is going to put down Shelly on the top side of the map. Prince looks like he was still trying to chase after, but now Khan is going to have to vacate. Does have the ulti if he does need to make a quick getaway, but first Turret Blood will go over to Liv Sandbox in trade for the first blood that was picked up by Damwon Kia. That's an exhaust on to Summit, though, as Khan trying to escape this one. I don't think he's going to be able to, as Meganar is going to come in if Summit needs it. He doesn't, though. Canyon's going to trade this, grabs himself the Infernal Drake, because of course we have another Cloud. I have to apologize yet again. This Liv Sandbox looking to push Shirley through once more.
You said like, what, 21 health if he gets through. Nice.
Yep, Khan setting himself up as well as Fate slightly zoned out by the Scion. Showmaker getting into position. We'll see whether the Scatter the Weaks actually work, as there's the Gnar onto Canyon, who has to flash to get himself out of the way. Shirley, not even... Oh, she does reset. Out of patience at the very end, as now it's going to be Khan that does find On Fleek. Gets snared up there just a little bit as Beryl in with the quickness, but doesn't even really need it. Shirley going to act as a bit of a deterrent here for Liv Sandbox, who I don't think should put on that much emphasis on this, as Effort is going to interrupt the Decimating Smash, but he just gets exploded. Popped like a balloon. Beryl gets out of there, has to flash to escape the shockwave, and now Canyon looking to try and tank as much as he can. Gets the heal from Ghost and escapes. Khan is just an immovable object in the front line. He gets walloped though. Can they actually focus him down? As there's the flash, Decimating Smash. Showmaker off to the side, getting zoned out by the rest of Liv Sandbox. A big old Gnar as Khan continues to stay alive, but there finally the trigger is pulled by Prince. Whirls the blades around and they lock down Ghost as well. Showmaker finds the backside as On Fleek is going to be taken out. And now Damwon Kia look to try and escape this one. Summit gets over to the side. Canyon at about 300 health. And Damwon Kia looking to escape. It was a one fight for Liv Sandbox, as Summit looking to continue it here by the looks of things. As Canyon gets himself a little bit of a boop, and goodbye, baby Gnar.
You're going to have so much speed to roam around the map. You're going to force teleports out. You're going to...
Oh, here's the quickness. Yeah, Bladewell not going to save you here, as Beryl's going to lock that one down himself. And they'll take the inner turret as well. Damwon, I mean, we've spoken about this. Like, you drew the comparison between, you know, the old SKT back when they were absolutely obliterating people, and it felt like there was an air of inevitability. And exactly why Lord Dominik's was put in such high priority. As that's a big Gnar into the wall there, as Beryl is going to Grand Exit once again. He's been using it to exit a lot in this game, and does so by the hair on his chinny chin chin. As now you can see Canyon moving on in. On Fleek has to flash to get out of the pit, and Canyon just books it and says, all right, job done. Effort now over to the side. Beryl very, very low still, but sticking around. On Fleek gets into the pit, but it's Sion that locks down the Cloud Soul, and now the fight is on. Beryl still with no health in the backline, but it is going to be Liv Sandbox that find themselves the fight, and even though they have some lower health bars, they are getting spotted on a ward. And we do have the Elder being pulled out. It goes back into its pit, resetting neutral objectives. Am I right? It seems to be the thing of this series, as Canyon once again finds his way into the back, just killing more and more wards. Control ward there, spots Effort. He gets into the pit now, looking for the Pulverize, gets on into 2-4, that shockwave from Fate is massive, and Showmaker burns to death. The Sion grabs the Samira though, they don't have a lot of damage now as Ghost is untouched, but it's a huge Gnar into the backline, and Ghost is eradicated. Khan and Canyon, the two tanky boys, trying to do what they can. They might be able to escape, actually, because, of course, you know, Udyr runs extraordinarily quickly. Khan maybe not going to be quite so lucky, as he does flash his way to get underneath this turret, but it looks like Liv Sandbox have won the fight, although
It's actually amazing. Like, this is what Live Sandbox needs to do. They need to be assertive and actually use these combos. But they're not able to turn this into...
Oh, we drifting. He finds both of them. Shockwave does collect a couple, but the quickness and Grand Entrance combo is too good. And despite the last team fight, despite the heroics from this mid laner, he is just going to be taken down by this swerving train.
I mean, Canyon is like a living meme in this game, dude.
Yes, straight up, dude.
Like, I don't even know what else to say. It's actually insane how quickly they're able to engage because they have this Scion ult that comes in super fast. They have Canyon who can outrun the Scion ult. and then if you're actually out by yourself in the mid lane, well, the rest, if you're not actually all grouped up, like, you're gonna die. You're not getting away. I said it from the beginning of the game, like that first fight we had on the Rift Herald, Ron Fleet got picked. Like, this comp has stickiness. You're gonna get stuck. You're gonna.
It's another train. This ulti cooldown thing, dude, like, I didn't realize how good Cloud Soul was.
So good.
It's because of this gentleman right here on your screen. The huge mega tank Scion that just, like, this train never going to be delayed, I promise you, all right? This is a Korean level train, not an Australian level train. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting 3 minutes for mine, not 20, you know? As this Baron is absolutely dead. The Elder on top of it, Damwon Kia just walking in. Yeah. Do you remember there used to be custom games you used to play as? I'm going to have to hold that thought as Beryl goes in. He immediately gets Shockwave and obliterated. Canyon booping Summit off to the side as there's a Killer Instinct from Ghost. Man, feels like he hits his 1,000th kill, and now he's super aggressive. However, they're not able to actually get themselves a kill as we zoom all the way out. The faster you are relatively, right? And so that theoretically makes him even faster. So I think it's okay. Fits the theme, as that's a hula hoop. Okay, finds that one. Unfortunately, doesn't win that game of quoits. Canyon running forward, running back, running forward, running back, running forward, running forward, running back. And
Canyon's playing tag.
And running forward again, and back. And Showmaker has now found Summit for a bit of real damage as in goes Ghost. What the heck was that? The quickness finds the backline. 4 members from Beryl. I take it all back. He dies, but it was beautiful. Samira is now dead. Canyon's booping people left, right, and center. And Damwon Kira found the team fight finally. They lock up Fate. He's over the wall, but Canyon's there. He is taking a bit of real damage right now. It's a triple kill for the Gnar. And in fact, Damwon Kia do not find
that
it.
Was
yes, Khan stays alive, but I was too busy focusing on the dang Udyr. It's Liv Sandbox's turn to get on top of this Baron. Canyon in the area, doesn't have flash and not going to be able to make it into this pit on time, as now he's booking it, trying to escape, but he's not going to be able to.
Khan did it, so he thought he could stop the back, so maybe they could win the game. Either way, this is still win for Damwon.
Whoa, Summit found him, caught up to Showmaker. This is huge. Summit is actually trying to win this game by himself. 8-1-8 right now. Until that Syndra is back up again, as now Effort going in with that headbutt. Ghost is going to be the one we need to look at, as Fate doesn't find the Shockwave. Ghost now tries to get the big damage, but there's no Gnar stun into the wall. Ghost is frontlining for some reason, but does manage to get down into that GA. He pops back up. Khan has a shield the size of Narnia, and Ghost stays in there. A double kill now. Summit's dead. The Inferno Trigger will not find it, and it's a quadra kill for Ghost to finish off this game.
What an incredible end to what was an insanely fun game, Alice. 44 minutes here of absolute hilarity across the board. Wow, and that's the end of it. Ghost survives long enough in that fight, and finally he lives long enough to do the damage they couldn't do in the previous fight. Dies there, the game is over. Like, literally 100%. this moment is actually what wins them the game. So let's watch this last fight again. You can see the engaged tools that Damwon Kia have are so insane, but the damage is what they're
literally
lacking.
Just assassinated Fate.
Yeah, he assassinates him. He has GA in this fight, so he's not that scared. He's just straight up in the middle of this team fight, and he targets the right targets. He targets down on Fleek here next. And you can see, even though he dies, he pops back out of GA, and the front line is so strong. But watch him just pop out, and look at him go. He gets out of GA.
And immediately supercharge, goes invisible, and then one after the other, everyone starts to fall.
What an incredible play here from Ghost. GA saves the day. He comes through, and like Prince is like, oh, I want to get him. Not going to happen.
My favorite part was Showmaker being like, I can be included, manages to press R on a 200 health Gnar at the very end there, but Ghost 100% just soloed that last team fight. You can see, look at all of the damage he was able to put down, but I want to reiterate, Summit was an absolute god that game. Shoutouts need to be given to Fate as well, who played very, very well on the Orianna, but that Na performance was just amazing.
It was
from Summit, and actually made this into one of the better games that we've had all season.
Definitely probably going to be the top game we see tonight, that's for sure.
The winning team had less gold, by the way.
Yeah. Less gold here across the board. More kills for Live Sandbox as well, just by the one.
Welcome back everybody for the second match of the night, and we had a very close series that Damwon Kia was able to close out the game. What's your take on the draft, guys? We didn't really see any target bans or prioritized ban coming out. It was a very normal one here in the LCK. Kaisa first pick is very, typical LCK beat one, but it was really impressive to see first pick Graves for the red side. And even though they had Orianna available, actually Damwon Kia wanted to go with Orianna and Syndra for Showmaker instead of the Udyr Orianna kind of speed boost comp. And for Leave Sandbox, Summit used to be a very high, premier Gnar player, but Damwon Kia actually let him play in this game. And after seeing this Gnar pick, I kind of expected Khan to play a champion like Jace or GP because they already had a tank role, Kenyan with that Udyr pick, but Khan as well went for the beefy frontline pick, and we saw the reason why Damwon Kia wanted to gear up two tanks in their front line, and we could see the trust on Ghost, main carry on the side of Damwon Kia as well. But it was hard to expect who's gonna win the game until the very last minute. So let's take a look at the later team fights. First off, Leave Sandbox actually was able to put up a good fight prior to this Elder fight. Kenyan once again wanted to kind of win the mind game by jumping or running around the rift, and it looked like a good start for Damwon Kia. And Samira got popped from the get-go. But let's take a look at Summit right here. Summit kept his eyes on Syndra and Kaisa, and we know some of the weaknesses that Udyr got, and this is the reason why. And then Orianna was able to actually get some healing back thanks to the Alistar's passive healing. So, because Gnar got two men knocked back into the wall onto Syndra and Kaisa, with that Kaisa kill, Alistar was able to activate his passive healing because Alistar, his passive actually goes to a maximum stack if there's a kill around them onto a champion. And also, once again, props over to Summit and efforts a massive engage in that team fight. And let's take a look at the final team fight of the game, where Ghost was able to pick up Quadra kills. Ghost went in for an assassination play onto Orianna. So his Q only went onto Orianna. It was a massive damage output, and then spear engagement coming out from Damwon Kia's players was also on point. Samira was able to hit that S rank, but actually that was neutralized by Kaisa's GA. And then after that revive, he kited back with his supercharge and Q, and auto kiting was able to do a lot of work as well. Samira was able to get the second round of that S rank, but still Ghost was there in order to sweep out all the remaining players. We always say Cloud Soul is so bad, but that's not the story for Udyr. Actually that Cloud Soul makes Udyr more annoying and makes him even more faster. So because of that Dragon Soul, actually the Udyr speed boost upgrade was also got accelerated as well. And the POG will go over to Ghost, the savior of Damwon Kia in this game. A lot of people keep saying he has to prove as the main carry, but Ghost actually has been keep putting on a show here in the LCK. That is the reason why Ghost gets to play Kai'Sa over and over. And that's why Kwan keeps playing Sion instead of GP or Jace into Gnar as well. Sandbox had their eyes on their initiation, so they kept their eyes on Rakan, a champion that went in to open fight, but Ghost was actually taking a detour, and he actually dived onto the enemy mid lane there by himself. And we can call that an outplay. And Canyon, the fast bear on the Rift, was able to pick up 1 vote, but still, Ghost got 8 out of 9 votes for this POG award. I think Kai'Sa is worth the target ban for Tom and Kia. And with your running around the map with the 700 movement speed was also really critical to kind of play the mind of the opponent as well. Tom and Kia is on a hot streak, but Leaf Sandbox looks like a strong opponent, so let's move over to game number 2.